Hey there. When was the last time your weekly plan actually survived until Friday? In our last episode, we talked about how dreams set your direction and goals mark your progress. But here's the real challenge. How do you keep those goals from sleeping when real life gets in the way? Welcome back to the Strategic Thinker, or TST for short. If you're a regular, thank you. Your ongoing support truly shapes this community. And if you're here for the first time, I'm glad you found us. TST is a sanctuary for your mind, a calm place away from the noise, where you can slow down, think deeply, reset your direction. Every conversation here is designed to help you accelerate your path to greatness, on your terms, at your own pace. So wherever you are on your journey, I hope this time gives you space to dream, reflect, and build the next chapter with purpose. If you're looking for more, join the waitlist for the listening room at masontst/listening room. When it opens, everyone on the waitlist will get first access and the chance to lock in our founding rate. This is my way of thanking early supporters for believing in the strategic thinker right from the start. If you're curious or want to be the first in line for updates and early access, just add your name. I love to welcome you into this next chapter. I'm Alan, your host, and each episode we dive into frameworks and real-world examples to help you grow with clarity, strategy, and heart. Let's dive in. Today, I want to share a simple framework I rely on every week, something I call the P.A.R loop. Plan, act, reflect. This loop is my way of making sure I keep moving forward, even when life is busy or unpredictable. It helps me turn my big goals into small, real steps, and it brings me back on track whenever I feel stuck or distracted. In this episode, I will walk you through each part of the loop, show you how it looks like in real life, and share one small challenge you can try this week. Before we jump in, let's step back for a second. Whatever you're working on right now, whether it's saving for the future, building stronger relationships, learning a new skill, or improving your health, it probably connects to one of the four big areas of life. I think of these as the four pillars: money, relationships, knowledge, and well-being. We'll take a closer look at these four pillars in a future episode. For today, just pick one of these areas that matters most to you right now. Maybe it's building a financial safety net, reconnecting with friends or family, leveling up at work, or getting your energy back. Hold that pillar in mind as we go through the P.A.R loop, the P.A.R loop. This process works for any goal in any part of life. Number 1, plan. Set the scene. Let's start with the first step, plan. I like to begin with a bit of quiet. Take a slow breath. Think about that one pillar you just chose: money, relationships, knowledge, or well-being. What's the one thing, big or small, you wish were different in that part of your life right now? Maybe you want to save up 3 months of living expenses, rebuild trust with a friend, finish a course that could open new doors, or finally stick to a morning exercise routine. Pick one. Now turn that wish into a clear, measurable goal. It needs to be time-bound and something you can mark on a calendar, something you'll know when you've finished. For example, save $2,000 by Christmas for a real emergency fund. Host 6 family dinners this year to deepen connection. Earn a new certification by the end of September. Jog 3 times a week for the next 2 months. If a stranger read your goal, Could they see exactly when it's done? If the answer is yes, you are on the right track. Now break your goal into smaller, specific tasks. Let's use the emergency fund as an example. Here are 5 potential starting steps. 1. Review your current spending for hidden savings. 2. Open a dedicated savings account. 3. Set up an automatic transfer even if it's just a small amount. 4. Track your progress every week. And 5. The most important of all, celebrate the first $100 milestone. Notice that every task starts with a verb: review, open, set up, track, celebrate. These action words get you moving. Let's pause here. What's the very first verb you need for your own goal? Is it call, ask, research, block, or something else? Now start with that action. Finally, allocate some time to each of these actions. Budget time for them. Too often, goals fail because we don't actually put them on our schedule. And look at your week and block off some specific times for your tasks. Maybe it's 20 minutes on Saturday to review the expenses, or 30 minutes every Sunday to meal prep for healthy eating. And before your week begins, look for obstacles like travel, busy work days, or family commitments. Planning for these bumps now helps you avoid frustration later. Now for the second step, acts. This is where you turn your plan into reality. Here's the truth. Most of your time and energy, the real work of reaching any goal, lives right here, in the act stage. Expect to spend 70 or 80% of your effort just showing up and doing the tasks you planned. Pick your first task from your list. Don't just think about it. Block the time, start, and see what happens. It doesn't matter if the task is big or small. What matters is you start moving. While you are acting, keep it simple. If you finish the task, write down what you did, how much effort it took, easy, moderate, or hard, and how you felt afterwards. If you skip the task, write a sentence about why. Maybe you were tired, something urgent came up, or you just didn't feel like it. No judgment here, just what happened. Here are a few examples to get you thinking. 1. Transfer $10 into savings. Effort, easy. Emotion, proud. 2. Skipped my jog. Effort, not applicable. Emotion, tired after work. Message 3 colleagues about lunch. Effort, moderate. Emotion, a little nervous, but glad I did. Watch first lesson of new course. Effort, hard to focus. Emotion, distracted. You are not aiming for perfect. You are just collecting honest data. What happened, how much energy it took, and how it made you feel. These notes are for you and not for anyone else. They will help you spot patterns and make smarter adjustments in the reflect step coming up. So, let's take a moment here. What's one small task you can start today? Right now, can you log a simple sentence about what happened, even if it didn't go as planned? Remember, progress is built in this stage. Keep showing up, keep logging, and let your actions tell the story. The third and final step in the loop is reflect. Reflection doesn't take long, usually just 10 to 20% of the time you spend working toward your goal, but it's the difference between repeating the same week and actually moving forward. Set aside 5 minutes at the end of each week or after every major step to look over your notes that you did in the action step. Remember, you are not judging yourself. You are just getting curious about what worked, what didn't, and what you might want to try differently. So here's a simple way to do it. Ask yourself these 4 questions. 1. What went well? Celebrate any wins, even the small ones. 2. What got in the way? Name any obstacles or skipped tasks and the reason why. 3. What can I tweak for next week? Could you try a smaller task, a different time, or ask for help? 4. Does my goal or my plan need an update? This is just checking whether this is still the right direction or does something need to change? Your answers don't need to be long. 1 or 2 sentences for each of these questions is plenty. For example, this may be an output. Did 2 out of 3 planned runs. Felt good after. Skipped 1. I was too tired at night. Next week, I'll try running before work. Still want to stick with this goal. Example 2. Saved $10 each week. Easy once automated. Forgot to check progress. Next week, I'll set a reminder. This goal is still a priority. The most important part, look at your logs from the act step. Notice what gave you energy or dragged you down. The point isn't to be perfect. It's to get a little smarter every week. 1% better than the last. This is Kaizen in motion. Let's pause here. What's one thing you learned about yourself or your routine from last week? What will you try next? Reflection is how small actions turn into real growth. Just a little time spent here makes everything else more effective week after week. Let's see the P.A.R loop at work through the eyes of Kobe Bryant during his high school years, a time when the future NBA legend was still just a hungry teenager searching for his edge. When Kobe moved back from Italy to the US for high school, he didn't enter high school as a top-ranked player. In fact, as a freshman, he didn't even score a single point during an entire summer league. For most people, that would have been crushing. For Kobe, though, it was a starting line. He wanted to close the gap, and he wanted to do it with intention. If Kobe can start a legendary career with a summer of zeros, imagine how far you could go if you keep moving forward. No matter where you begin, it's not about where you start. It's about how far you go from there. Kobe began with a plan. Kobe was never vague about his goals. He sat down and listed the names of the best high school players in the Philadelphia area, juniors and seniors with size, swagger, and reputations. He didn't just admire them from afar. He broke down their strengths, their signature moves, and even their weaknesses. Then he mapped out his own game, identifying exactly which skills he would need to sharpen to compete. Ball handling, shooting under pressure, one-on-one defense, reading opponents' eyes. Each part of his plan was specific and measurable. If he got scored on, he didn't sulk. He just noted, that crossover fooled me. I'll work on my footwork this week. And next came action. Kobe found out where these players played: public parks, school gyms, summer tournaments. Sometimes he had to wait for his turn just to get on the court. When he did, he made every minute count. He'd go straight at the toughest player, not out of disrespect, but because he wanted a real test. He didn't care if people thought he was too young, too skinny, or too ambitious. Every play, every game was a learning opportunity. Even on days when he got outplayed or outmuscled, Kobe tracked exactly what happened. Which moves worked? Where did his nerves get the best of him? What did the best players do differently when a game was on the line? Most kids would have just played and moved on. Kobe built a feedback system into his life. Now reflection was his secret weapon. After every game or practice, Kobe replayed the day in his head, sometimes in his bedroom, sometimes alone at the park after everyone else left. He asked hard questions. What did I do right? Where did I lose ground? Why did I freeze on that open shot? How did that defender read my move? He didn't hide from mistakes, he welcomed them, knowing each one pointed to his next area for growth. Some nights he'd jot down quick notes or visualize key moments again and again, searching for tiny tweaks he could bring to tomorrow's session. This is Kaizen in motion, steady, small improvements made by running on the cycles of plan, act, reflect. Kobe didn't chase overnight breakthroughs. He hunted for that 1% gain each time he laced up his sneakers. The results took time. But by sophomore year, Kobe was scoring. By junior year, he was winning awards. By senior year, he was a national name, not just because of raw talent, but because he had built a repeatable engine for getting better. The real magic is Kobe never stopped using the loop. In the NBA, he famously watched game films for hours, made lists of moves to practice, and sought out coaches and rivals who could expose a flow he hadn't seen yet. You don't need to be a future Hall of Famer to use this approach. The P.A.R loop, plan, act, reflect, works in any pillar of life: money, health, relationships, or well-being. Whether you're looking to get better at public speaking, rebuild trust, or saving for a big goal, this cycle is yours to use. Let's take a moment to reflect. Where could you bring this approach into your own life? What would it look like to plan a real challenge, act on it, and use each round of feedback for steady improvement? If Kobe's story inspires you, I invite you to listen to our Path to Greatness Kobe Bryant episodes across 3 parts. As you listen, try to spot the P.A.R loops that powered his journey, from high school gyms all the way to championship parades. Remember, every champion starts as a beginner. What matters is how you run the loop, and it's how you keep going. Here's today's insight drawn from both the P.A.R loop and Kobe Bryant's journey. Growth isn't about perfection. It's about learning from each round and make your next move a little bit better than the last. Kobe's story reminds us, even the greatest started somewhere humbling. What matters wasn't a flawless beginning, but his willingness to plan, act, and reflect again and again. Every time you pause to ask what worked, what didn't, and what you could try next, you are building your own version of greatness. Remember that. One cycle, one loop, one lesson, one thoughtful decision at a time. So wherever you are, whether your scoreboard says 0 or something more, remember that steady, honest improvement beats the myth of overnight success. As we wrap up, remember, every path to greatness is built from small, honest loops. Kobe's journey proves that where you start matters far less than how you keep learning, adjusting, and showing up. You don't need a perfect plan or instant results. All you need is the willingness to try, to notice what works, and to build on each step. So this week, pick one area in your life, money, relationship, knowledge, and well-being, and run your own P.A.R loop. Start small, write down your plan, take at least one of the planned actions, spend 5 minutes reflecting on what you learned. If you want to share your insight or micro win, tag it with #MaisonTST so we can celebrate together. And if you want more frameworks, stories, and community, sign up to the Compass newsletter or join the waitlist for the listening room at masontsd.com. You'll get the first work on new content, deeper dives, and a space to grow with others playing the long game. You hold the power to shape your destiny. Strategic thinking is your compass. We will build an amazing future, one thoughtful decision at a time. Until next time, keep getting better every day.